Alright, so a few days ago, I made a video rambling about Alex Jones predicting war in February. So after that, I don't know, about a day later, I found this clip from Fox about the interviewer talking to this medical corporation executive or whatever they're called. And, well, he mentioned something about someone accidentally getting exposed in a lab. Here, take a listen.
And how this started and whether or not this did come from a lab in Wuhan. Let me ask you what the Daily Mail is reporting. It says more evidence COVID was tinkered with in a lab. Now scientists find the virus contains a tiny chunk of DNA that matches sequence patented by Moderna 3 years before the pandemic began. Your reaction, Stefan? What can you tell us?
So my scientists are looking into those data to see how accurate they are or not. As I've said before, the hypothesis of an escape from a lab by an accident is possible. Human makes mistakes. So is it possible that the Wuhan lab in China was working on viruses enhancement or gene modification? And then there was an accident where somebody was infected in the lab and then infected their families and friends. It is possible. On the claim you just mentioned, the scientists are analyzing to know if it's real or not.
Yeah, I mean, I was struck by the line, it matched a genetic sequence patented by Moderna for cancer research purposes, Stefan.
Yeah, and that's the type of things that the team is looking at very carefully to know is it real or not. Okay. So it takes a bit of time to analyze all the genetic sequence.
First off, props to Fox for actually covering this. I didn't think any member of the mainstream media would touch this with a 10-foot pole. Second, yeah, the part that sticks out for me is when he said someone may have accidentally been exposed. That's one hell of an accident. Very costly in lives and money. And a few other things. Third, the whole genetic tampering stuff. In my opinion, there's just some things you shouldn't be tampering with, and genetics and sequencing, that's one of them. And same thing with artificial intelligence. I mean, hasn't anyone seen Resident Evil or any zombie movie or Terminator? But so going back onto the whole Alex Jones predicting war in February, I've noticed that nobody's really talking about COVID anymore. It's all Ukraine this, Ukraine that. So this is just my tinfoil hat rambling, but is the war in Ukraine, is that a cover for what's going on with all the COVID stuff? Okay, here's an edition of something that I heard about on the radio. Apparently, people want to ban Russian cats from entering cat competitions. I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently it is. So, other people are also talking about banning other Russian things because of the war in Ukraine. So, here's my take on that. Whatever happened to you don't blame an entire group of people for the actions of a few? I mean, the few is the political elite, right? But you can't really blame the majority of Russians for what the few are doing. An example would be terrorists of a certain religious persuasion. Oh, well, you can't blame the whole religion for the actions of a few. Whatever happened to that? You can either A, blame an entire group of people for the actions of a few, or B, you can't. There's no middle ground there, in my opinion. So anyway, that's just my quick little ramble. Take care.